Hi everybody, it's Tara Green. So I hope you're okay after that very intense full moon on July the 13th. I'm going to talk about the aspects on the 14th and then do a quick kind of weekend preview for you as well. So the expectation from that full moon in Capricorn conjunct Pluto, with all those other aspects, is that a lot of deep secrets are going to come up, a lot of hidden agendas are going to come to light, which is a big thing. So, people could have been acting out, a lot, bringing up stuff that they wanted to say but couldn't. And then today on the 14th, we're still feeling that reverberation. The full moon is actually, the effects go on for a day and a half. And Venus is still squaring Neptune. That happened at night. So you might be feeling a little foggy, or it really affects your dreams. Or pay attention if there was a conversation going on in your dreams, or when you wake up, you might feel that you're continuing to be in a dream. The moon is void, of course, until 4:13 a.m. That's Eastern Daylight Time, when the moon enters Aquarius. So the moon, whatever sign the moon is passing through, that's the mood of the day for the 2.5 days that it takes the moon to move through a sign. So in Aquarius, we're feeling, excuse me, we're feeling lighter, more detached, able to get the big picture. Aquarius is the symbol of the star in the tarot, so being able to see things from that higher perspective is always good, especially after being so intensely grounded into our soul work, what really needs to be done. So the moon squares Mars in Taurus, so anywhere time through squares, that's friction, that's anger. Mars in Taurus is slow burning anger, not quick to action anger, Mars is a bit debilitated in Taurus, that is Venus' sign, so it's more kind of passive aggressive stuff. And then the moon sextiles Jupiter, the great benefic, that's later at night, 5:30 p.m. So it's good to put on the thinking cap and kind of take some more deep breaths and think about the new beginnings that you want to start. So then we're going to move into, on this page, this is the 15th, 16th, 17th, hard to believe it's the middle of July already. So at the top there, Aquarius moon sextiles Chiron and Aries, again early in the morning on the 15th. Again, Chiron is going to be in Aries for a while, so whatever aspect the moon is making a sextile is an easy aspect. Again, easier to get detached, get a loftier perspective about our wounds and our defenses. The moon squares Uranus and Taurus. Now Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius, so again, anytime Uranus and Taurus is involved, it has to do with cryptocurrencies and freedom issues in the news, so you're going to be hearing more about that. There's world protest about farmers and food, which is what Uranus and Taurus is all about. The moon in conjuncts Mercury and the sun in Cancer, which are going to make a conjunction the next day. So again, this blindsidedness about what we're really feeling, or something from our childhood or our wounded child. The moon conjunct Saturn, 6:27 p.m., always very sobering. Saturn also rules Aquarius in traditional astrology, so again, we're dealing with some blocks or needing to take responsibility for things or issues around our father, a boss, authority, maturity, responsibility, making long-term plans. Venus in conjunct Pluto, now that's an interesting aspect because they both signify wealth, but there's a split. Venus in Gemini is a split consciousness, like the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing, about plutocracies, about power and control. So I think there's going to be more news around that. I think there's more and more news that was covered up or covert or considered conspiracy theories, which is definitely coming out as de facto information. Mercury trines Venus in Gemini, which is good for connecting with people on the internet, kind of fun conversations, flirting. Lots of people are on dating apps and things like that. And then the moon is void, of course, which means it's finished making all of its aspects to classical planets. The moon Venus trine continues into the 16th in Eastern Daylight and Greenwich Mean Time, and then the moon enters Pisces. The moon seems to be traveling fast, which it does sometimes. So the moon in Pisces, the moon travels through Pisces once a month. It's the most spiritual, the most intuitive, the most time to retreat into our emotions, to regenerate emotionally, to kind of lavish yourself in a nice bath, to do any kind of creative, meditative, psychic work, psychic projection, being a fly on the wall, and very highly addictive and can exacerbate mental illness issues as well, or feeling trapped. Moon enters Pisces there. So Sun in conjunct Saturn. So again, these in conjuncts, or what they call quincunx aspects, are where we're not seeing, these two elements cannot literally see each other. So the Sun in Cancer cannot see Saturn in Aquarius. One is in water, one is in air. Those two elements do not mix. So there's some old restrictions or some groundbreaking ways to break free from being afraid, from hanging on to the status quo, or feeling emotionally safe. Saturn in Aquarius is really about grounding a revolution and grounding your freedom and taking a stand for freedom. So you can see kind of this old defensiveness. Moon in Cancer is ultimately defenses, women fighting against the patriarchy as well. And then Mercury in Cancer in conjunct Saturn. So again, because Saturn and Mercury are so close together, they're both aspecting Saturn. So again, Mercury in Cancer is our minds are connected to our feelings, and so in some ways we cannot detach. So Saturn in Aquarius gives us the ability to detach from our feelings and be able to analyze them rather than just kind of jumping from our emotions. And emotions are good. Emotions are the feeling centers. That's where we really react. That's the soul is connected to the emotions, the feminine. So all of that kind of coming down on emotions as being bad is a denial of the feminine. And then you can see right there the Sun and Mercury conjunct at 3:38 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Yes. That's called a Mercury Cazimi. Mercury gets blessed in the heart of the Sun. It's good for making talismans. It's good for making wishes. The Sun in Cancer is good for emotional health, emotional wealth for family, for mothers, for women, for children, for the womb, for your home, for feeling safe, for the waters, blessing the waters, and connecting again your mind with your feelings. It's a very nice balance because the mind needs to register from the feelings first. And then the Moon in Pisces sextiles Mars and Taurus. So that's in the evening. That can be a nice connection psychically with the masculine energy. And Taurus very much about embodying the psychic feelings. People think of psychic energy as always being intangible, which Pisces is traditionally. But psychic impressions can come from the body, which would be like Mars and Taurus, or Virgo, the gut instincts, can come from different senses. So this aspect expands your senses through your body and also will enhance your dreaming, which is, while the Moon is in Pisces, is always enhanced dreaming. On the 17th, there, quite a bit busier day. Mercury trines Neptune in Pisces again. Strong communications with ancestors on your feminine side, on your mother's side, lineage, through your dreams, or paying attention to being on water, which is always a symbol of the unconscious, or voyaging on water, or being in a boat, or literally a message from Stella Maris. And Stella Maris is the name for the Virgin Mary when she landed in the south of France, and her symbol is like this beautiful anchor. Literally the goddess of the sea, the womb, so getting the womb message in your dreams. And the womb is really all of space, where everything comes from the vast, infinite universe is feminine in nature. So Mercury in Cancer tells us to immerse ourselves in that receptive, unconditionally loving, void, full plenitude. The Moon then sextiles Uranus and Taurus, again 11:01 a.m., that's Eastern Daylight Time. Do something different, change up your routine. The Sun trines Neptune and Pisces, so very romantic. This is also coming on the heels of Venus square Neptune. Very romantic, very idealistic, very much about projecting, very creative energy. It's good for channeling. It's good for connecting to your dream lover, what you think of as your soulmate. Very much connecting to your spiritual guides as well. So take Sunday off and really immerse yourself in that. Venus is leaving Gemini, where it's been kind of in two places at once, to enter Cancer at 9:32 p.m. So this is good. Venus in Cancer takes our values home. Cancer is always the home, the sense of safety. Again, the womb, the waters. Venus in Cancer much more emotional, much more about we're thinking with our stomachs, comfort food, very literally, redecorating your home, what you need to feel emotionally safe, what women need to take care of themselves. Cancer is the archetype of the mother who's always giving, 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 but doesn't know how to receive. So pay attention to that, and your stomach will be more sensitive for sure. Let's see what else we've got here. The moon conjuncts Neptune and Pisces. Again, very romantic, idealistic, dreamy days here. Moon trines Sun, like water trine, moon trines Mercury. Water trines very emotional into the night, and then the moon sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. That's in, again, Pacific Daylight Time, and then the moon goes void, of course, and these last energies hold over until the 18th. So take the weekend once the moon enters Pisces to really take some time out and reflect. You know, water is always reflection. Go sit by the water, be by a lake, take a big, beautiful, cleansing bath. You know, the moon is waning down now towards the new moon. So get in touch with your feelings, especially with Venus and Cancer. Really get in touch with your feelings. Mercury and Cancer are very watery, very emotional. It's good. We need to get to the bottom of our emotions. So wishing you all the best. Have a safe, happy weekend. If you want to get in touch with me for private reading, workshops, online workshops, events, I'm at tarottarot.com. Sending you many blessings.